Not only does a lot of work go into making these dolls, a lot of work goes into zhuzhing them up for their photo shoots. I want to thank Jay from J Dolls UK and Marna from Dolls Rescued and their special guest, Rosie from Rosie's Toy Chest, for hosting this fabulous challenge. I love Dolls Gone Goth, and now we're getting to do witches. Yay! So let me tell you a little story about Prue and Evanora. Prue was just a little kitchen witch, and Evanora was a green witch. And one day, Evanora dressed up in her finest and attended the council where she believed she was going to be chosen as the next high priestess. But she was wrong, and she was so angry that she fled back into the wood in order to form her own coven. And the only one that joined her was little Prue. Now, over the years, Evanora has lived in the woods, and her gorgeous gown has turned into shreds. But she's coming back out now to entice more witches to join her coven, and her little partner, Prue, is there by her side to help her out. The rest of her story isn't told yet. I'm leaving that to your imagination. I made Evanora's broom by taking just a basic broom that actually came with a porcelain clown doll, and I covered it with hot glue, and then I painted it and distressed it, and then added some highlights to kind of give it some texture. So I think that definitely fits her better, something kind of from the woods, very earthy. Her gown I made to be very beautiful at first, and I wanted to have a very ethereal look. And at first I put some lace around the waist. I said, no, she's more natural because she is a green witch. So she has flower petals now around her waist. Those flower petals came from that black flower pick from Dollar Tree. You know, the one with the eyes in it. I've gotten more use out of that. Speaking of using a lot of stuff, I reused a hat that I had taken off my pumpkin that had some damage on it. So I have totally cut that thing apart and redone it to fit her, and then used some of the other parts to that hat for her bodice. That little piece of plastic that's on her hat actually came from that Dollar Tree flower pick. Yeah. Her wand is made from a toothpick. I actually made another one, but it got thrown away. Nobody knew what it was, and it ended up in the trash. But I made her wand definitely more special this time by adding a little glitter to it so somebody would know what it was. So the petals around her dress, I felt, gave her just a more natural look, and it was just something that just seemed to work for me. So this was a lot of fun to make. I basically used material that I had, and after I made her lovely dress, I ripped it to shreds because that's what would happen to it, as in her story. I guess we could also call her a recycled witch, because I recycled a few things to make her. Now, I had this piece of satin that I'd actually pulled to use on another doll, but there seemed to be plenty, so I spared some for her, and I just kept the dress really simple. In fact, it's not even stitched together in the back, and the reason I didn't stitch it in the back is so that I could move it around better. So the shoes, those were made from the WORBLA, and those were a challenge. I'm going to learn how to make these shoes one day. Thank you, Marna and Darren, for these lovely shoe soles that I got from them, and I have really enjoyed those, and I'm really going to continue to enjoy them as I master the making of shoes. Next time I'll know to make the shoes first and then dress the doll. This was pretty rough on her. And those shoes, they were not easy to build. And plus I had to make the form first, like out of tape. But the more experience I get, the better I get at it. And that's what's so great about these doll challenges. One of the things I'm pretty good at is just walking out to my studio and going, hey, don't I have some black velvet somewhere? And look, I found it. And so I made her train out of black velvet, and then it was so pretty and long, and then I sliced it up and tore it up. So it makes it more fitting for her character. Prue, like Evanora, was a thrifted doll, and when I saw her, I knew she would make the perfect little witch. So I was excited to get her put together, but for some reason she's got the weirdest nose. I don't know what is going on with that girl, but she is so much fun. Her purple hair is something that I did by adding the pastels on top of Mr. Super Clear on her hair. And so the color took pretty well. And I just wanted a little bit of hint of purple, and so, oops, knocked her over. Sorry, girl. Oh, while she's down, I did have to make her a stand because she does topple rather easily. So I added this little glitter to the bottom of her skirt, and all of this was leftover pieces of that hat and some of the dress that I made for Evanora. So that was a lot of fun. She's got a little bit of the velvet in her hat band, and I think she's like a rosette or something else. Oh, it's just in her hat. Yeah, so she's got little pieces of Evanora's dress on her as well. So there they were, all dressed up fancy to go to the meeting, and were basically kicked out. So you just have fun with that story, and let's see where this one goes. But she was a lot of fun to make, but a challenge to turn green. She had a little bit darker skin, and it was just layers and layers and layers of lightning and turning it green and adding blue and yellow, and yeah, now she's green. But I do love her hair. It is just a little hint of purple, and you can see her original blue and white kind of mixed together. She's quite the little cutie pie. And she's one of those dolls that you would wet, and she would reveal some sexy clothing, and which you cannot see because I have covered it all up, but she does have the little black and orange striped legs that I just realized you can't see with her dress on. And then I did paint her little black boots. So she's just a funny little character. And talk about arguing with the dolls to get their faces right. both of these girls gave me a hard time about what I wanted them to look like and what they wanted to look like, and this is how we compromised. And she's got just big top eyelashes and a little bit of small eyelashes on the sides, so she's weighted down with big eyelashes right now. She's a lot of fun. I'm really happy with how she turned out. I think she's just kind of this cute little old-looking lady kind of thing, which I bet no one expected from a L.O.L doll. Now, I don't know if you remember my video that I did. It was one of my live streams where I was working in my studio on some pumpkins. Well, here they are, tucked in this basket, and this is where I am displaying my girls. I did it vertical because I thought it was better to show just them and not all the other stuff going on. Yeah, so this is where they're being displayed right now in my home. I want to thank Jay and Marna and Rosie again for having this wonderful Dolls Gone Goth challenge. As you can see, they are great fun. Thank you for watching, and please hit like and subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification button because sometimes I make really good videos.